Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Insecure season 3, episode 7. Like, OMG. Issa is going through it. She's feeling some certain type of way because she cannot get in contact with, Nathan. She can't sleep. She can't eat. She's just thinking about him all night. Like, she's worried about what's going on with him. She's questioning herself. She's questioning her womanhood. She's questioning whether having sex with him and, showing herself in the pool, getting butt naked with him, telling her intimate secrets, rapping in front of him. She's just thinking that everything that she did must have turned him off. What did she do wrong? What happened? And so where is Nathan? It doesn't seem like Nathan's in jail if he actually someone actually thanked Nathan for a haircut, but we don't know how recent it was. So is he locked up? Is he in jail because of the Uber incident and the situation? Because it's been solved. So did he do some time? Did he go back home to Texas, to Houston, Texas? Is that what happened? Maybe somebody in his family is ill or sick, but he actually lives with Andrew and he lives there. His laptop is there. All his stuff is there. So it's not like he had vacated and moved. I don't know why Issa didn't ask, Andrew, like, hey, what's up with Nathan? I haven't seen him. Have you seen him? Has he been around? Did he leave town? Like, how come she didn't ask him any questions? Like, I don't freaking get it. So we have that situation with that. I was just like, And then we have actually, Molly actually stepping up and taking the ropes and actually, going to do what she does best and be a lawyer and put on a presentation, and she does what she does best. That's why she's working at that law firm, you know what I mean? So she does the presentation without Tori. Now Tori ain't speaking to her. He feels like she's a cutthroat because, she was supposed to be under him. She was supposed to be beneath him. Or maybe she was just supposed to work well with him. But it seems like he was in control because he was there for the longest. He has a business relationship with everybody else too. So Molly was trying to develop her relationship with everybody else too as well. But I think she just jumped and took it. And if it was successful and it worked well, that means she can potentially work on her own, and the partners and everybody else, management can look at her in a different light. Like, she's not under Tori's, shadow, but now, she can actually be the go-to person too as well. But we'll see how it plays off next season, if we get a next season, because we only got 7 episodes. And, this season wasn't all that. Out of 7 episodes, we might have probably got 3 good episodes. And out of 7 episodes, we probably just got 1 spectacular episode. That was about it. So we'll see how that situation goes. So we have, Issa, she is still doing the property management situation. She's still, doing Lyft, and she's actually doing a good job, so she can't sleep. She's texting, she's checking her cell phone, she's checking, Nathan's Instagram. She's just, she's stalking him, she's cyber stalking him, trying to find out what he's at, what he's doing, where is he, why won't he call me, why won't he talk to me, why can't we have a conversation? So she's feeling a certain type of way. She don't want to pretend, she don't want to play no games. She's missing this dude, like, she's missing the way he made her feel secure and step out and do things that she normally wouldn't do, like quit her job without any notice, starting a block party. Like, she got inspired by him. And sometimes the people that inspire you are only meant to be around for a little bit. And so we get Molly. She goes on a date with Andrew. And right now it seems cool. They both talk about, things that, they talked about, knowing each other and, talking to each other about different dumb shit on a date usually. But Molly was like, I got to get back to work. It's Saturday. Andrew was like, wow, you got to get back to work on a Saturday. It was like Molly is trying to open herself up to Andrew, but she still stands offish because she's still hurt and she still wants Dro. But I don't know if she's ever going to get that, if she's ever going to get healed or let Dro go mentally and physically, because she thought she was supposed to have something with him. And then, it is what it is with that situation. And so we move on from that. Then we get Lawrence. Lawrence is, he's feeling a certain type of way. He's been out in these streets. He's been wilding. He's been acting up. He's been with women to women. He done got himself an STD. He got chlamydia. And so at this time of point, he just wants to make sure that he changed. He wants to live his life differently. He got a scare. And usually when you get a scare like that, you're supposed to change. Some people even get more careless or think they're invisible from any STDs. But Lawrence wants to go to church. Chad is there. Chad is like, why you want to go to church on a Sunday? You got you got this TV, you got cable. We could be watching all types of stuff. And so then Chad was like, you know what, man, I'll go too because this bitch is at church. I was like, Chad. So Chad was like, yo, you want to be TD Jakes or something? You want to be TD Jakes? You want to be the new TD Jakes? What's up? I was like, I thought that was kind of funny. And Chad was just like, there's going to be girls there. So we have Issa. She's sending pictures to Instagram, hoping that, and probably sharing them too as well on, Nathan's page. And she's like taking these pictures and she's trying to look all good for him and hoping that he will comment on her photo, and he hasn't. And everybody else is commenting saying, I have that dress. Oh my God, you look so thirsty. I have that dress too. And so she's getting dissed. So it's just like, damn, her insecurity is shooting down even more. She's in the shower. She thinks it's Nathan. She grabs the phone and it's her mother. She falls in the shower. It's like, damn, like I know the moments, like we've probably all been there, especially as young kids, some adults, some teenagers, where you be like, damn, like, yo, why is he fronting on me? Why is he ghosting me? I can't hear, like, why he ain't calling me? You're checking his Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. You looking like, what's good? What's going on? Where you at? But I don't do that much. But, like, you looking for him. You know what I mean? You looking. I'm like, damn, if I got to look for you like that, then you ain't trying to see me, and my pride is too deep, so I'm just going to have to walk away because basically you're rejecting me. You don't want to talk to me. Maybe I'll let you come and talk to me when you feel like the time is right, when you're ready, because sometimes you just got to let shit go. If it comes back to you, sometimes it's meant to be, and sometimes it's not meant to be, so you have to have your intuition on that situation. But it seems like Issa is she has to inspire herself and build the confidence in herself. And she doesn't need, Nathan to tell her, oh, this happened and that happened to me or whatever. She should move forward with her life because, she just got out of this long-term relationship with, Lawrence. She just got over Daniel and leaving him. And now this dude is acting funny and flaky on her. She should let it be, because if already in the beginning, before you even really start to build that foundation of a relationship and that love and that trust, and he's already, don't feel comfortable enough to talk to you or let you know what's going on, like you don't have feelings, like he ain't concerned about you, like you're not thinking what's going on, because he can also have his insecurities too as well, or he can have another family, he can be in jail. But I think she should have asked Andrew, and if he was in jail, I think Andrew would have told him, because Andrew was like, when Molly and Issa showed up to his house, he was like, Nathan's not here. And so she went to go check in the bathroom. Like, that's deep. That's real deep. Real desperate too as well. It's way too much. Sometimes you got to read the writing on the wall. Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise when somebody, don't want to talk to you no more. Sometimes we want answers and want closure, but there's some things that you just don't really need closure on, especially if you done had sex with him on a Ferris round because of Molly or whatever. You got to move on, do your thing or whatever. But anyways, she's still doing her thing. She's taking care of business. She's late. The plumber, her boss is calling her like, yo, the plumber's been downstairs for 20 minutes. So she's down there with the plumber. She's like wondering why Nathan hasn't called her, why he hasn't hit her up. So she's feeling really a certain type of way. She's going through the phone. She see a woman. She thinks Nathan's with a woman, but it's actually his mom. But she's just really want to know what's happening, what's going on. Where you at, dude? Where you been? Like, I'm not good enough for a phone call. I'm not good enough for you to just say, hey, listen, I'm going to be caught up for the week or whatever. Like, you gonna take my goodies. You gonna share my goodies and then leave and not come back, not tell me if it was a good meal to snack on or not. What happened? So that's how she's feeling. She's feeling very insecure with the situation. And, it happens like that sometimes. Sometimes the men or women will stay with you after the first, if you have sex really quick, and sometimes they'll leave. It all depends on the person. Everybody's different, but sometimes you want to get to know a person. So if they flake on you, you know why they flake, you know where they go, where they be at, who they with. Like, you need to understand and get to know a person and know everything about them. That way you won't have to search the internet for them. You can find them face to face by getting in the car and going. But she went to his house, he wasn't there. But find out, it's just like, shit. You just really have to take your time to get to know a person, because you don't know if they'll do some flake shit like that on you. So especially, what if she really needed him? What, or what is he hiding? He just hit it and quit it, knowing that his friend is dealing with her girl, Molly. So anyways, moving on from that situation. So Issa, she called up, She called up Tiffany, and no, not Tiffany. She called up Kelly. She called up Kelly and was like, "Yo, what's the password to our fake Instagram?" So she was about to try to set him up as a fake IG page. She was trying to set up Nathan and basically send him a IG post. I mean, like a DM, basically saying, "Are you single? You look cute. What's up with that eggplant or whatever?" But she realized it was her, Instagram she was sending it from, so she deleted. So she didn't bother try to, give him a sending him a fake one, trying to scam him or whatever, catfish him. So we'll see. He's still not responding, but he is cutting somebody's hair. I wonder if he's still in LA. It didn't seem like his location changed or anything like that. So we have that situation. Chad and Lawrence go to church. Chad is looking around. He's like, "This is some beautiful females up in this church." And Lawrence is like listening to the preacher. And he's talking about Instagram, Jesus the plug. I woke up on Twitter. I went to IG. And he's like using all these slang that relates to teenager. And Nathan and Lawrence can't get into him. He was like, "What's going on? This preacher is way too much," because the preacher is trying to appeal to the young people, keep them, going, or he's trying to stay young so he can be sexy to the young chicks and let the young girls in the church know that he's ready to mingle, and he knows the lingo, and he can send DMs too as well, because you never know. So we have that situation. Lawrence is not feeling the preacher at all, talking about the plug to Jesus, come and save your life, come and sit on these pews, all types of lingo that he's using. I'm feeling Lawrence. Lawrence, I'm with you with that. I need something more than what you giving. And so he called everybody to come up. If you're ready to change your life, come to Jesus. Come to the pulpit. And guess who gets up? Chad is all crying and screaming. He goes, then he changed his life. He is, he's been born again. He is saved. And so Lawrence is feeling a certain type of way. He was like, "You really like that sermon?" And Chad was like, "Yeah." Chad is telling people, "I'll see you next week, nigga." Like, come on, Chad, what's going on? Chad is all up in the mix because Chad needs something to fill that emptiness because he done lost his fiance. So this is the closest thing of emotion that he can feel that probably feels good than the sadness that he's been facing, knowing that it was his fault. He lost his, fiance, his ex-fiance. So, Lawrence meets up with a girl or whatever, and she's all like, she's feeling Lawrence. Lawrence is like, she looked good or whatever. They went on a little date, had some ice cream. Lawrence was asking, "How do you think about the sermon? What you feel about it?" She was like, "Oh, no, he's just trying to be a hipster and keep up with the crowd or whatever." And Lawrence was like, "How long did it take you to get into it or whatever?" And her name was Denise, and Denise was like, "Well, I went to Bible study, I went to this, I went to that, I'm in charge of the youth, this, that." Like, she was all in it to win it. And she was like, "About a year, you just got to give it a shot. You just got to give it a chance." So Lawrence is thinking that he's going to as well. And so, she's going to meet up with Denise and go to Bible study with her or whatever. So he's really trying to make a change. He doesn't know how to really make the change, but he think going to God and going to church is the first place he needs to start to make a change. So that shows you somewhere in his childhood, he was brought up in the church, because usually when people as adults go to church that hasn't been there for a long time, as usually it's something familiar to them in their childhood, or maybe a partner would invite them to go to church. So we have that situation, and he's feeling this. He's liking Denise. Denise is cool, but he's not really looking for a woman. He's just looking for God. He's looking for some answers. He's looking for some inner change, because he just really had a life threatening situation, having chlamydia and having that bacteria live in you. And then he could have also, caught something else. He could have caught a sexually transmitted disease that will be there for the rest of his life, So, he's looking for some help. So we have that situation. And then we have, Molly, she ends up going to, dinner with, Andrew again. And they're basically talking about the past, about Coachella. And he was like, "You remember you said this to me, that to me." And so, Molly was like, "You remember you said you kissed your best friend's girlfriend?" And he was like, "Do you remember that you said you were sleeping with your friend's married husband or married man or whatever?" And she was like, Molly was feeling a certain type of way. She took it personal, and she was like, she was like, "I don't care about nothing. I don't feel nothing. I'm over it." But he led me on. And so, Andrew was like, "What you mean he led you on? How did a married man lead you on? He's married. He's in a committed relationship. He's with another woman. He's about to have a baby. How can he lead you on to be something different when he's married? Just like you tried to call your mom's names, you're just like, you're no better than the woman that came in between your mom and your father, that you had despised your mother so much you didn't want to talk to your mother because she took your father back, but yet you are engaging in a relationship with a married man. And I don't think Candace knows. It seems like Candace doesn't know. So we're moving on from that situation. Molly felt like a certain type of way. She was upset at him, but at first it was lighthearted. It was funny when he said that he wanted to be, when she said that but Andrew wanted to be and B2K, and she was like boom boom boom. I thought that was like a whole funny interaction that was nice between them two, talking about Coachella being on Molly. But once he hit her with the real shit, like, why are you acting like you don't know no better? You a lawyer. How did a married man lead you on? Molly gets upset. She gets up and she walks away and she leaves him high and dry because she don't want to face the truth that she made the mistake by believing Dro and getting involved with Dro when he was married in the first damn place. And before this, she had another guy that really liked her, the African guy, but she wasn't feeling him. She wanted Dro and she went for Dro. Or did he do something wrong? So anyways, we have that situation go on. And so now they're not talking at all. And then so now you see that Issa is actually trying to push that narrative that she wrote in her book about 3 years ago. You know, black professional women dating Asian men. And so moving on from that situation, but he also encouraged, Andrew also encouraged Molly to, about her presentation. Like, yo, she was like, I'm waiting on Tori because it kind of got canceled. I got to wait for him. He was like, the Molly that I knew, the Molly that I met that was on Molly wouldn't let that happen. She's a go-getter. Like, she ain't no sit backer, and so many different words. And then that actually gave Molly the courage to go to work. And when she was talking to, the head people at her job, she was like, you know what? I don't want to waste the partner's time or anything like that, but I actually have a good presentation. I have something that can help, blase and the third. I was like, okay, yeah, you can get it, Molly. So I'll get the partners together. So she does the presentation. It goes well. But now she has gained an enemy. So, but I don't know if the other two ladies are going to be her enemy too as well, because they was feeling a certain type of way that she dropped them off and she started to hang with Tori. So we'll see how the work environment goes again, how it comes full circle with Molly, whether she's going to be on top, she's going to be scared or what. But I don't think she's going to be scared. I think she's in the work world, she's really good at what she does. And she knows how to outsmart a mother sucker. And she'll take that chance and that risk because she always wants to be number one. She don't want to be second best. She don't want to be on the sideline. She don't want to be assistant. She wants to be in control. So we have that situation go on. So it is what it is with that. So presentation went well. So then we got Molly. And then we have, Issa. Issa done, woke up early in the morning, got on her pajamas and everything. And she ended up picking up Molly, going to, a bakery somewhere to get some food to bring to Andrew's house, basically to find out what's going on with, Nathan. And they show up to the door and it's just like, so embarrassing. And Andrew's just sitting there like, what's going on? Because Molly done walked out on him. So Molly's trying, Molly trying to hand him the cake or whatever, and he was like, okay, no problem, blah blah blah. He was like, Andrew was like, Nathan ain't here. And so then that's when he said, I gotta use the bathroom. Don't you hate when people do that shit? I gotta use the bathroom. Can I come in? I gotta use the bathroom. They only want to be nosy and snoop, see what you doing, see what's going on behind them doors. So she goes up into Nathan's stuff and she's searching and she's looking. She's trying to get into his password, his computer, figure out how to do all that, honey. It ain't worth it. It ain't even worth it. You haven't even been with him for a month, not even 2 months, and you going through his shit, showing up at his house. That's stalkerish, and it's slightly very embarrassing to do as well, especially when Andrew tells Nathan it's gonna be a trip, but don't do that. What if she would have found, I was hoping that she was gonna find Nathan in a bed with a woman, because if she would have found that, then she would have let it go, then she can finally just move on from Nathan. But she can't move on because she doesn't have answers, she doesn't have closure, and she's not gonna let it go. And it is what it is. And then Molly's having this awkward conversation with Andrew. He's like, I don't know the real Molly. The Molly on Molly. The Molly over here. The Molly over there. Like, I don't know. The Molly I know is just seems real fucked up. I said a joke and you done walked out on me, because he doesn't know how close and how intimate that situation between her and Joe is, and how it hurts Molly now, especially since she lost Dro, or it's over with Dro, and he has a baby on the way. So we have that situation. Issa wants to get back into the house. Issa wants to, go back inside and search. And then, Molly's like, you. I hope you ain't thinking about trying to sneak back into the house. Issa is no joke. She is a stalker, straight up stalker, good stalker to a smart stalker. That's not cool. And so then moving on from that, Issa goes to do a presentation. Issa, she goes to do a workshop that, Lawrence, recommend to her. She gets it done. She's there. She ends up meeting with Lawrence. Lawrence supposed to go to Bible study with homegirl Denise, but he ends up throwing it off because because Issa's like, so, you got time for coffee? And she realized he still likes, cappuccino, and she likes, green tea, and they're having a conversation. And she tells, Lawrence that it's been really hard. It's been really difficult. It sucked, man, after we left the apartment, sleeping on the couches and just feeling bad, and just like, but sometimes you got to do things for yourself. That's what I'm trying to do, the block party, this and that. And and he's asked her how life is, and she was just like, yo, it's hard, it's difficult, like, yo, I've been down and out while it was over. And Lawrence is living a total different life. Like, he has a nice apartment, nice stuff, nice job. He done moved up in the world, and Issa is struggling. She just let him know. He was like, I know, I understand. I was like, shit. She was like, it seemed like, it felt good for her to get that off her chest, that he knows what she's been through since they broke up. I was just like, damn. She told him, and he was like, I understand. And he was like, Lawrence was like, I'm trying to move on too and do things new. And he was talking about church and not going back to the church because it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. And the grandma of the pastor. And she was like, don't give up on church. Just try a new church. Just try a church that fits you. Just go somewhere else. Just don't. It's like the sushi situation. You had sushi once and it was bad, and you think all sushi is actually bad for you. I mean, not bad for you, that you don't like it, that you think it's going to be terrible. So anyways, it's like they're catching up and they're getting to know each other as more serious and adults that went through some consequences while they was together. And it seems like Issa suffered more consequences after they wasn't together. You know what I mean? And then they talk about the old apartment. They talk about Yodel Thug and seeing him and things like that. Reminisce about what they used to have together. So all in all, it was a good episode. Too bad it's only 7 seasons, because it started to get, last episode and this episode started to get really good, and now we don't even know what's happened to Nathan. Did Nathan just disappear? We don't have any closure to that. We don't have Tiffany having her baby. We don't have any closure between Tiffany and Kelly. We don't have any closure whether Molly is actually going to stay away from Dre, and how is Tori and the other people in her law firm going to treat her now that she actually did the presentation and did a great job. So anyways, peace. I'm out. One love.